Samanosuke, what is this?
Yumimaru!
Hey, Samanosuke! We meet again.
There!
Samanosuke!
Hey, what's up everyone? On this video I'll be going over the first Onimusha game, well known as Onimusha Warlords, brought to you by Capcom. At the time it was released, it was exclusive to the PS2, however it has many ports, including a hardcore port called Genma Onimusha for the original Xbox. For this video, I'll be using most footage from the HD port, but some footage from the Genma port as well. Alright. So let's talk about the premises. Long ago, in the Sengoku period, our protagonist, Samanosuke Akechi, hops into battle against Nobunaga Oda. Nobunaga is seen defeated with an arrow through the throat. However, Samanosuke, along with his companion Kaede, jump into a new adventure to save Princess Yuki from these demons called Genmas. Samanosuke is based off the historic figure Akechi Hidemitsu, and his face is motion captured by Japanese actor Takeshi Kaneshiro. I know some of his works from Warlords in the Red Cliff movies, so seeing his face in Onimusha is pretty cool. This is a theme that the Onimusha series will carry over, where the game protagonist will use an actor's likeness. Alright, as far as controls, it plays very similar to Resident Evil. It has tank controls, fixed camera angles, it uses herbs to heal, and you also solve puzzles. However, I think that's where the similarities stop. Onimusha is more hack and slash driven than horror. In a way, the combat reminds me of the first Devil May Cry game. Samanosuke will use a regular sword until he gains possession of the Oni Gauntlet. The Gauntlet will absorb 3 elemental weapons: the Ryzen, the Airyo, and the Shippo. My favorite of the 3 will be the Ryzen, since it's a fast-wielding blade with lightning strikes. The Airyo is a fire-based blade, but using it is quite slow. However, it has a good hitbox. The Shippo is a wind-based weapon. It's perfect for crowd control, blowing away your opponents. After getting the Gauntlet, Samanosuke can absorb souls from fallen enemies. Blue souls to fill up your magic meter, yellow souls will replenish your health. Red souls could be used to level up your weapons, armor, and items. It's recommended to grind a bit with Samanosuke, because in order to progress in the game, elemental weapons will have to level up to open up these sealed doorways. If you play Genma Onimusha, there's green souls you could obtain. If you collect 5 green souls, Samanosuke can go in an invincible state for as long as he has a green soul intact. However, there will be a tug-of-war system between Samanosuke and the Genmas. This could also make the enemies buff if they absorb the green souls. I will say being on the offense is cool, but a big payoff is an ability called the Isen. There's 2 types of Isen, Instant and Deflect Isen. The Instant Isen is a quick parry. You must press the attack button before an enemy attack strikes you. This will register as an instant kill. The Deflect Isen is easier to perform. By blocking at the moment you're about to get hit, and attack the split second you block will register a deflect eSIM. There are moments where you play as Kaede. She uses her blade and kunais. Her segments are pretty short, and since she doesn't have a gauntlet, there's really no point of killing enemies unless they're blocking the doorway. Onimusha will also have these puzzles. Some are these number puzzles that contains items. You just put these numbers in orders to unlock the puzzles. Another type of puzzles will be these riddle type chess bots. You can find the answers in your notes. Most of the time, these will contain power and magic jewels to increase your health and magic meter. The last type of puzzles are the game progression puzzles. These are notorious in Onimusha Warlords. These puzzles are back to back as well. It's very important to save your game before the checkpoint. It's right before Samanosuke and Kaede reunite. The first puzzle isn't so hard. It's just simple patterns to open these gates. You need to pull the right levers for both characters to progress. Some patterns will be booby traps. The next puzzle has this cool idea of using your aerial sword to light up these candles. The next area is kind of a tic-tac-toe puzzle. You see, Samanosuke and Kaede must get through this door, but they have to cross these X and plus signs. The way this works is that if one character goes on the X, this pattern will trigger all blocks that is in the path of an X mark. And the same will go with a plus mark. It will have an up and down, left and right path. So you have to be careful to not let Samanosuke and Kaede cross paths, or else it will be a pitfall for one of them. This will be a game over. Once you get to the door, you'll be greeted with a cutscene to trigger the last of the puzzles. Samanosuke and Kaede get separated by the wall, and water comes down where Samanosuke is at. Kaede must rush to reveal the crest to stop the trap. This puzzle is the most infamous of them all. It's so intense, you can't even pause, and there's so much anxiety. Every second counts, and I could just imagine first-timers panicking on what to do. I remember this one time I was able to solve this at the last second. Onimusha Warlords will have these challenges called the Dark Realm.
Hey, won't you go to the Dark Realm? There is no guarantee you will live. But if you do, great rewards await you.
This is a great way to farm souls. However, you can also earn some treasures. One of them is an ocarina to get a powerful weapon late in the game. This is the Bishamon Blade. It has unlimited magic use. This is a great reward. So far the story is pretty straightforward as mentioned before. Samanosuke must save Princess Yuki from Fortinbras and the Genmas. However, it finishes with a cliffhanger. We see Nobunaga waiting for Samanosuke. What happened to the other Genmas that Samanosuke didn't fight? And what happened to this guy, Hideyoshi Toyotomi? Yeah, things were not resolved in this story because Capcom was already planning a sequel. It's teased once you complete the game. Alright, that's pretty much the bare bones of the first Onimusha game. However, there is an updated version available on the Xbox called Genma Onimusha. I believe this was the testing grounds for Onimusha 2, because many elements from this game were used in future games. Samanosuke can now charge his blades to boost damage and a new animation as well. The green orbs, as I mentioned before, could benefit you if you have 5. You can activate the 5 green orbs, and Samanosuke will be invincible until he runs out of the green soul's essence. However, the Genma could also absorb souls, and if they do, they will be buffed. It's wise to take out the Genma before they absorb the green souls, because you enter this weird tug of war with the green souls. Enemies have different AI and also different enemy placement. Genma Onimusha will have access to a temple you couldn't enter in the original. This will be a new area that will lead you to the Ogre Tower. This will be very similar to the Dark Realm, but the reward this time will be the Ogre Armor. Genma Onimusha will also have new enemies, which are these possessed armors that fight similar to the Samanosuke clone boss. But the notorious encounter is this one that will stalk you, Ayame, the Genma doll. Ayame will invade your attacks and bite you. She will appear randomly in different rooms. She will even block some important paths for you to end up bumping into her again. Genma Onimusha is a pretty good port of Onimusha Warlords. It's a pretty challenging update. And it's a shame it was never ported outside of the original Xbox. If you have an original Xbox or Xbox 360, I recommend trying it out. This version will definitely give you a different feeling. Elements from this game, as I mentioned before, were definitely used in future games like the Killer Dolls, the Possessed Armor, Charge Attacks, and Soul Tug of War. The HD port is fine. It's a great way to introduce newcomers to the series. However, there are some things I noticed different in the HD port. The main thing will be the removal of the tank controls. This game is all analog control. Some of the music has been changed, and I noticed also that a lot of characters seems to be shaking during cutscenes. There's a few extras you unlock. If you die 3 times, you will unlock easy mode. If you collect all blue stones in the game, you will unlock a minigame called the Oni Spirits. If you collect 10 of the blue stones, you will unlock a costume for Samanosuke. And if you get an S rank, you get a costume for Kaede. If you complete Oni Spirits, you are rewarded with Ultimate Mode. From the very start of the game, you will have the Bishamon Blade along with unlimited magic with your other weapons. But yeah, that's Onimusha Warlords and Genma Onimusha. I like this game. It has a great feel and nostalgia. It's a simple story, it's a good mix of action, suspense, and fun. Speaking of fun, I get a good laugh in the English voice acting.
Sweet, beautiful, lovely, the dripping blood, and what's this? Oh, a liver.
Anyways, that's all I have for Onimusha Warlords. I will go over the sequels in the future. But that's it for now. I hope you guys enjoyed. Like, comment, and subscribe. And I am out. Peace.